In a world where greed wears a suit and truth wears silence, one woman dared to choose the harder path, the path of honesty. This is the story of Rosie Carter, a woman whose name was never printed in any magazine, but whose courage shook an empire built on lies. Every morning, before the city awoke, Rosie walked through the revolving glass doors of Billionaire Enterprises, one of the largest multinational firms in London. To most people, she was invisible, just another worker in a blue uniform, carrying a mop and bucket. But Rosie noticed everything. The way the executives avoided eye contact. The way the manager, Mr. Collins, barked orders at everyone. And the way lies seemed to echo through those shiny glass halls. Still, she smiled. Every morning. Because she believed. Hard work never goes unseen, not by God. Collins hated Rosie. He couldn't stand her calmness, the way she refused to react to his insults. He called her the charity case. He told others, she should be grateful she's even allowed inside this building. One afternoon, when Rosie accidentally spilled coffee while serving during a board meeting, Collins yelled loud enough for everyone to hear. Of course, she'd mess up. That's all she's good for. Everyone laughed. Everyone, except one man, sitting quietly at the end of the table. Mr. Adrian Hale, the billionaire CEO. His eyes met Rosie's. There was something in his look, a question, a spark of awareness. But he said nothing. Days turned into weeks. Rosie kept cleaning, kept listening, kept noticing. Late one evening, while wiping tables in the finance wing, she overheard Collins talking to another executive. Delete those transfer records. Hale can't find out about Dubai accounts. Her hands froze. She didn't know what Dubai accounts meant, but she knew something wasn't right. That night she took photos, timestamps, receipts, copies of emails left open on screens. She wasn't a spy. She was just tired of people like Collins crushing others with their lies. The next week, chaos struck the company. A large sum of money, millions, was missing from the firm's charity funds. And Collins? He blamed Rosie. She was seen near the finance office at night, he told HR. Check the cameras. Rosie's heart pounded. They actually did check the cameras. And yes, she was there. But what they didn't see was why. The following morning, Rosie was called into the CEO's office for the first time in her life. She stood trembling before Adrian Hale, calm, powerful, and silent. Mr. Hale, she said softly, I didn't take anything. I was cleaning. Hale leaned forward. Then why were you in the finance section at midnight? Her hands shook, but her voice didn't break. Because I heard something I wasn't supposed to, and I took pictures. The room fell silent. She handed him her phone, the photos of Collins' transactions, the emails, the proof. For a long moment, Hale said nothing. Then, quietly, Rosie, you just saved my company. That week, the investigation went public. News broke out. Billionaire manager arrested for embezzlement. Evidence provided by office cleaner. Collins was escorted out of the building in handcuffs. The same people who once laughed at Rosie now watched in stunned silence. Hale walked beside her through the lobby. You've done something even my best lawyers couldn't. She smiled, tears in her eyes. I only did what was right, sir. A week later, Rosie was called again to the top floor. This time, Hale didn't make her stand. He offered her a seat. I need someone I can trust, he said. Someone who sees everything others overlook. Will you be my personal assistant? Rosie couldn't speak. Her hands covered her mouth. Sir, me? Yes, Hale said, smiling. You've already proven your loyalty. Now let me prove that honesty still matters. Her promotion changed everything. The same employees who ignored her now whispered behind her back. Why her? She's just a cleaner. She probably flirted her way up. Rosie heard it all, but she didn't care. She sat at her new desk beside the CEO's office, handling schedules, reports, meetings, the job she'd once dreamed of but never believed she could have. Months later, another scandal emerged. A rival company offered Rosie a fortune to leak project details. They said, "You're just an assistant. No one will ever know." But Rosie remembered the mop in her hand, the humiliation, the laughter, and the moment Hale believed in her. She refused the offer. Quietly. Firmly. When Hale found out, he called her into his office. "I don't say this often," he said softly, "but you remind me of my late wife. She was honest like you." Rosie's eyes filled with tears. "Thank you, sir. I'm just trying to do my job right." A year later, Hale retired and named Rosie as executive director of the Hale Foundation, a charity helping underprivileged women find fair work. In his final speech, he said, "Integrity doesn't come from titles. It comes from the soul." And this woman, once ignored, became the light of this company. The audience rose to their feet. Applause thundered. Rosie stood there, tears glistening, a silent prayer on her lips. He tried to bury her with lies, but they forgot, she was a seed. Fade to black,